Good afternoon and welcome to my fiber fun. Well, it's time for that report. I'm posting up a video of me going to the liquidation store. I went to White Lake. First of all, I went to get some decent reading glasses, not the dollar store ones, and they weren't that expensive at Walmart. I went to the optometry department and they's like, we don't sell readers. They're in the they said they're in the pharmacy. So I went to the pharmacy. They had designer ones, the Foster Grants. I guess they're designer. I know that's a well-known name. But the Foster Grants, they were all wide. I didn't like those, the cat eye type wide. And they're okay, they just don't look right on me. And so I just wanted something, thin, sleek, wireframe type deal. And so I found the blue protective ones. And I also found just a regular pair. So I went with two different visions on the more expensive ones. I went with 2.0 and 2.5. And I wanted to just make sure I had the right one. And both of them, actually, I tested them both after I got home. I tried to test at the store, but you know how they have the tie rack around them. So I was able to try to put it up to my eye. And they both seemed okay. When I got home and got them out of the package and looked through them both, actually the 2.5 performed a little bit better. With the 2.5, I had to hold what I was reading out, like this. And with the 2.0, I didn't have to go as far, but I still had to hold it out. I couldn't bring it right up. So I might, be able to do the 1.7 in the more expensive ones, if that's the case, because I just want something where I can just comfortably read, but I don't mind holding it out a little bit either, just as long as I can see it. And so both glasses, I could say I'm satisfied with. On a score of 1 to 10, I would give them a 9.5, simply because I had to hold my hand out to be able to read, but everything else, spot on. I like the blue protection. I like the frames themselves. I like the price because they weren't as expensive as I thought they would be, and they were nice. I thought that they had a good selection, all that. So this is one of the pairs that I picked out. This is the 2.5. So looking through it, okay, that's what it looks like. And I can easily read what I'm looking at. Out far, up close, it's a little more blurry, but I can see it. And I can see the phone, and the phone is about a foot away from me, if that. So that was my main reason for going, because I wanted to go to the Walmart because it's closer to my home than the other one. I didn't want to drive 15 miles. And so I went to the Walmart in White Lake. So that meant after I did that, I went to the liquidation store. I decided, I said, I don't know really what I'm going to get at the liquidation store. I didn't know what they had. I haven't been there in a month, as you all know. And in fact, I haven't been inside that or the one in Auburn Hills in over a month. So I didn't know what things look like and all that. And there has been changes. They have moved. And so they moved items. In other words, so I had to figure out what I was looking for. Nothing is in the spot where it was, before. They moved the yarn. They moved the embroidery stuff. They what they're doing is, I'm saying, consolidating. So as things sell, they're clearing shelves and then they're putting what's left in one area. So I can understand why they would do that. That way they can keep better inventory, but they're not stocking, that's for sure. Because I hear that they've been stocked. Well, yes, they are. Forgive me for that. Way in the back, away from the yarn, there were like shelves and shelves of big twist yarn just stacked to the ceiling. They're in boxes, they're in packages, and I don't know if they're going to stack the shelves, but it's for sale there. And they just brought that stuff out. So obviously they're getting shipments from the warehouse or wherever these shipments are coming from. So it's like a whole new batch of big twists, but that's all there is. All the other yarns have pretty much sold out. I didn't buy any because all the yarns that I saw one lady there, she had been all over looking for some turquoise yarn with what she was trying to finish with that yarn, and she found it, and they had 6 skeins there, and she grabbed them, and I was behind her in line, and she was telling the lady, I am so happy that I found this yarn. She said, I didn't think I was going to be able to finish my project. And so she was able to, because she found the yarn that she needed at this particular location. So no telling where all she went. So anyway, but one of the things I noticed, and I mentioned it to the sales lady who rung me up, I said, well, I'm shocked. They took the lock and key off the knitting needles and hooks. She's like, yeah, she was like, when the liquidators found out it wasn't going to sell, suddenly they decided to take that mess off. And she was like, isn't this something? I was like, yep, because they wanting to sell, but they're not. So the stuff in there, a few things are now 40% off. For instance, the Christmas stuff. They had 85% off some of the Christmas stuff, like the reefs and all that, but most of it was only 40% off. Everything is still 20% off. You know, yarn, 25% off, crochet accessories, knitting accessories, 25% off, the same old. Just a few things you saw at 40% off. Just a few, very few things, not even worth going in there. That store was empty. It was just me and that lady who bought the doggone turquoise yarn. She's the only other customer I saw. It was just as flat and quiet and everything. So I was like, well, I did. The video is 27 minutes long, and it cut off on me because I forgot to put my phone off. I forgot to take it off a battery saver. And so I had like a maybe 2-minute pause while I was looking at something, and I heard it go clink. And because of that, that's the reason why the camera cut off. So I ended it there. I did come back on when I was rung up and stuff, but that really wasn't anything. So I'm not even going to share that video. It was like 2 minutes long. But the gist of the shopping trip, I did get on video. It's a 27-minute video. So you will see and you'll hear me narrating and all that good stuff about the non-deals. But I did buy a few things. And on the video, you're going to see me. I grabbed all of the little yarn chickens, and I said, okay, I'm going to hoard this because I love this. I actually bought 2 of them a month ago, and I was surprised they still had them there. They hadn't sold any more because all the ones I saw, it was like 4 of them there, and I grabbed them. And I was going to buy all of them. When I bought them, the 2 I bought a month ago, one of them, it was for a gift for a friend, and she since received it. And then I bought one for myself, and I put that, it's actually right here in my crochet bag. Wait, okay, here it is. I actually stuck it there, and this is where it would remain. So I said, well, I need to buy one more for me. So if I'm somewhere and I decide, like, let's say I go to a crochet event or something, I can wear my little yarn chicken pin. So I bought myself an extra one. But they had like 3 more there. They had 4 in all. I just grabbed them. I was like, okay, 25% off. Let me just grab them. Well, I didn't know that the liquidation people had marked them up. Because when I bought mine, I think I paid $4. It was like $3.99. In fact, I think I went over that when I bought them that day. And I believe they were like $3.99. Guess how much they are now? $10.99. And then with the 25% off, that took it to $7.99. I told that lady, put them other yarn chickens back. I was trying to do a giveaway, y'all. I was trying to get those extra ones, and I was going to do like a giveaway for you guys and let you win a yarn chicken. But sorry, I was not spending that type of money. Now, they had this, and they only had a few of these, and I only grabbed one of them. And so it says, actually I grabbed more, but then I put the other ones back. It says the hermit. And that's me. I am a hermit. I'm inside, especially in the wintertime. I don't go too many places. I'll go get my groceries, whatever. And then I'm back home and I'm with the hooks when I do that in the wintertime. So I said, this is perfect for myself. And this is going to, well, I could put it in the bag. It'll work. Although the bag is black, but the writing is gold, so I bought that for myself. Okay, so that's the second. Those are two of the items that I bought. The third item, and I wasn't really specific because it wasn't really that much there in the store. People have pretty much cleaned it out. A lot of the shelves are empty. You will see that. And I think I did get that area where they brought in all that big twist yarn. I think I filmed that before it cut off. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the other thing I bought, these were 25% off, and they were regularly like $3.99 or something. And so I only spent like $2.79. So I felt that was worth it. A patch, a sew-on patch. And so I plan to get a new pair of jeans soon. So I said I would sew this patch to the jeans that I get, or, you know, whatever. I thought that was kind of worth it, you know, as a parting gift. And then I bought this patch here that says "Be the Change." I thought that was a nice patch to put on a pair of jeans. And the other thing, since they took the hooks, the locks off of the crochet hooks and knitting needles, oh, they were sold out, but I was able to find 3. In fact, let me look at this pair I bought, because I'm hoping I didn't get a duplicate. I don't think I did. I believe I bought a size 6 the last time. Hold on. Grabbing it out my bag now. Just a second. And I never showed y'all my Q hooks. Remember I was telling y'all that when that one Good Yarn store closed back in 2015, on that last day, I showed y'all that I had bought, I had bought that yarn, that Good Yarn, and I mentioned that I had bought some Q hooks, and they were put away, so I couldn't get to them. Here they are. So here's one of them, and I've used this one. I've actually made a Bernat blanket with this past summer, and I've used it for other things too. And then I bought this other one because I paid like only 50 cents for each hook. And so she had 2 of them there left, and I said, give them both to me. So one is still in the package from 2015. It was regularly $4.50, but I paid like 50 cents for each. So, and then this is the other one. So I have these in my bag so I don't lose track of them. Okay, so the clover hooks that I bought, the clover knit needles that I bought that day when I was at the Bloomfield Hills location, this is a 6.5 millimeter, number 10.5, so I didn't mess up. Okay, so on today, they had 3 left, and they had some of the big giant ones, and those were regularly $15 for the gigantic knitting needles. I was like, I know I'm not gonna make nothing, this big. Is equivalent to like a Q hook, and they were $15, 25% off. I was like, nope. So they only had 3 left, and I found these. They were like at the back on the floor. You know how when everything is clear and then you happen to look down and you see packets sprinkled around that need to have been hung up. So I picked up those packages, and I found 3 that I didn't have. So one is a 6.0, which is good because this first one is a 6.5. So I bought a 6.0. They also had a 4.5, which would be like an H or a G, this small set. So this would work, I guess, maybe for some socks or something, or a hat. I don't know, because I don't knit. And then the biggest one I bought was a number 15, a 10.0. So this would probably be equivalent to maybe a size N hook or something like that. And so that would work maybe for a blanket. So now I really have to teach myself how to crochet. So this is my haul for today. I came way under budget. I had a budget of $50 that I didn't want to go over. And I went way under budget. So, and the hooks, 25% off. Like I said, they were priced differently. Those big giant ones would have been $15. This pair right here would have been $12.99. And so I paid $8. I think it was like $8.99 or $7.99. And then these right here, I only paid like $5 for. They were like $5.99 because they were cheaper. They were originally priced at, I think, $8.99. And wait a minute, I'm sorry, these were not 25% off. These were 40% off. They were higher than 25%. all I know is that I didn't spend that much on these. These were the most expensive, but the other two, I'm holding up three, but actually the other two, I only spent, they were like, I want to say $4.99 or something like that. They were well worth it. So like I said, I came way under budget. In fact, I paid more for this yarn chicken than I did for one of these packs of knitting needles. So I'm glad I got those. And this is enough to start me off. And I have enough scrap yarn and I have enough yarn in there. So I'm going to start teaching myself the Continental. Everybody say the Continental, and when I watched a video on it, it seemed simple enough. So, yep. So I'm gonna learn, or either I'm gonna take lessons. There's a knitting shop or a local yarn shop right by my sister's, and so they offer classes. So I'm gonna inquire about a class, and I think I'm gonna just take a knitting class. Unless I can learn something off of YouTube, I'll try that. You know, you might get a good teacher there where I can get it figured out. So this is coming up. It won't be right away, but it's coming up. Okay, so that was it for the day. That's all I purchased. So that's it. So I was there. I spent, let's see, my video was like 27 minutes long. I was in there longer because I kept pausing and things like that in between because I didn't want to bore y'all. So I would go to one section, explain things, then I would pause it, get to the next section. A few sections I hit more than once because sometimes you want to double look, but everything, all the notions. I did see embroidery stuff. The price, although the embroidery stuff was 40% off, they hiked the price again. See, they think that, well, you know what? People who may not have been there, they would have no idea. But because I had already been there and I had already purchased my embroidery supplies that I wanted, I know what the prices were. For instance, those pillowcases, they've hiked the price up on the pillowcases, but now they're offering them at 40% off, and they still wound up being what I paid, if not a little more. I was like, no, I'm not bothering this. So they did have some embroidery thread on the spool, and that really piqued my interest. It was picked over, but they had enough colors. I went with the neutrals. I had grabbed like maybe, probably 20 of those because they were marked, I saw 47 cents there. And I thought, okay, 47 cents. And then when I looked at the 40% off chart that had what the price would be, they were going to be real, real cheap. I ended up not getting them. I was like, really? Do I really need any more thread? And I thought it's not justifiable. So I just didn't get it, you know, because that would have been just hoarding just to hoard. And the thread didn't even look as good, and it wasn't even as thick as the thread that you would buy that's on the spool or in the little packages. It looked like sewing thread. So I said, if I were to use some of this, I would have to do double. I would have to cut double and triple. Yeah, it was cheaper, but I didn't want to go through that. I wanted it the way that it was, where you split it, you know, where it's already in 4 and then you split it into 2 or 1, or, you know, if you want to go thicker, you could use the full 4. So I let that go. So as you saw, I got what I got, and that's it. And I may or may not go back, but I don't see where there's any stocking being done other than that Big Twist. I have no desire for a Big Twist yarn. So, and I looked through it and everything, and the colors and whatnot. A lot of it, I thought some of that yarn was kind of nice because I had never really paid attention to it. And they had some Bernat blanket there that was really, really soft. I almost got some to make, because I was saying that I wanted to make my great nephew another blankie because he's getting bigger. He's 2 now. I made him one last year, and I wanted to make him one for when he turns like 3 and 4, which would be bigger. And I wanted to do the polka dot, you know, the little polka dots or whatever. And so they had 3 skeins left, or 3 balls of that left, and they were funky colors, and it was just one. So it wasn't even enough to do him a blanket. I would have needed at least 2 or 3 of them to make him a decent sized blankie. Then I saw some Bernat. It was some other yarn. I forgot the name of it, but it was very, very, very soft. It was softer than your Bernat blanket yarn. But shoot, they wanted $12.99 for it. And with 25% off of that, it was still going to be about $11 and something. I was like, nope, not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. not to be buying yarn, not when I don't need any. So I can always get yarn to make him a blankie, even if I go to Michael's, because Michael's sell they sell the Caron cakes, and I like their yarn. In fact, my little great nephew's last blankie I made with two cakes of the Caron cakes, and that was plenty. So I know that 3 will get the next size. And then I got that on sale because you had to buy 1 and then you got 2 at 50% off or something like that. So I spent about maybe $25 for those 3 Caron cakes that I purchased, and it was beautiful. I love that blanket, and my niece loved it, and little Nugget loves the blanket. Okay, so let me get off of here because I'm rambling now. I done went up to 20 minutes here. So tomorrow they called me. I am to report at 1:30 p.m. for my surgery. So last time it was 12:30 when I had to report. This time is 1:30, and I'm glad because I get to sleep in. Now I'm gonna be starving because after I can't eat anything after midnight tonight. Can't eat or drink. So I'm gonna be psychologically starving. But me and Sherry, we already discussed, okay, where we going after it's over with. So hopefully everything will go well. My prayer is that everything goes textbook, just like the right eye. But I know my left eye all too well. That's always been the eye I considered the worst. And the doctor said, nope, your right eye was the worst. But the left eye is the one that has always given me trouble in the past. So my fingers are crossed. I'm saying all the prayers that everything goes textbook like it did with the right eye. If it does, wonderful. If not, then I'll deal with it, when the time comes. But I think I'll be okay. I think that I will be okay. And like I said, I have my new reader, so I'm prepared. So I'm going to get packed. I will be staying at my sister's tomorrow night once again. And then after my follow-up appointment on Wednesday, I should be coming home, pending there's no issues or problems that would warrant me staying at her home longer. So I will see you then. If everything is fine, I am going to do a pre-story this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I feel, because I wanted to touch on my mother's dialysis, and I didn't do that in Sunday's video. And if I'm going to end this on Sunday, I need to get the dialysis journey done. So I'll do a pre-video of her dialysis journey, and then I'll wrap everything up next Sunday. Okay, so I'm off of here. I will talk to you guys later. May God bless you all. See you after surgery. Bye-bye.